If anybody asks, Nigel is not a coronated chicken, she's a dragon.
Dragon.
This bunch of superheroes are the Cardiff Rivers Group, and they're on a mission to make the serious business of dealing with fly tips fun.
I am the Master Avenger. Who are you?
I was just walking past and this man waylaid me.
Dave and Louise are two of the 6 founder members who formed the group 8 years ago. They're committed to removing rubbish from Welsh waterways. And despite the fancy dress, there's definitely a serious side to their work.
I think there's several problems that the rubbish actually causes. One of them is actually the way the countryside actually then looks, but also there's a big issue for wildlife.
As councils across the country spend more time and effort searching for evidence to track down fly tippers, more of them are turning to the country's waterways to dump their rubbish.
So what I'd like is people down to the river, litter picking all around that side, supporting the guys who are going in, so we will need to bring up anything they find up to here. Right, onwards and upwards. Good luck everyone, go and make a difference.
Today, this merry bunch have reached a monumental milestone, their 150th clean-up.
I love the group and I love what the group brings. You know, we're all a bunch of friends, we're all a bit daft.
No, I wouldn't say that. What's daft about a grown man dressed as an elf, waist deep in a river, wrestling a child's bike? Seriously, am I dreaming? This can't be real.
Come on, Duval, put your back into it! That's our chairman, Duval, the one who's dressed as a pixie, struggling with a child's bike. For some reason, it's trapped or something, but I think he should just get a move on. Roar!
Ah, good work, Duval. How do you feel?
Fight.
I think that says it all. Further down the bank, Darth Wader and chums have also been fishing for two-wheeled transportation.
We're going to take it far, far, far up that hill, which will burn a few calories and get a few hundred steps in, and hopefully nobody falls over and makes a complete fool of themselves, because we wouldn't want that, would we?
No.
No, Darth Wader, certainly not. That would go against the ethos of the group. Let's leave them to it. Louise, what have you found?
Just found a bottle with a message inside.
I wonder if it's from Sting.
Let's have a look what it says. Some pupil has written a message and the teacher has asked us to write to William so he can see how far his bottle has travelled.
Ah, that's nice.
I think we'll be writing to William to tell him not to throw litter in the rivers of Wales.
Oh dear, William. If Louise gets her way, you'll be getting more than just a reply. You might also be in line for a fine.
That's a little bit naughty, don't you think?
You might be right, Louise. Did you know that it takes 450 years for a plastic bottle to decompose? So pulling them and any other rubbish out of the river and disposing of them properly can have a huge impact on protecting local wildlife.
So Nigel just pulled out a load of discarded fishing line which was caught up in a tree, which is obviously a really big hazard to wildlife. Lots of birds get tangled up in it and really bad for them. I'll just pass it up there. Thank you very much.
From humble beginnings, the group has grown to over 400 members.
Hi-ho, it's off to work we go.
And to keep the wheels turning, Dave's got an ingenious system for raising funds.
Right, this is the scrap that we've actually found today. So all of that we will now take to the scrapyard down in Cardiff Docks, and we will weigh that in, and that's how we actually fund ourselves in terms of actually getting more gloves or safety equipment.
You know what they say, Dave? One man's rubbish is another man's treasure. Sounds like it's been a successful day all round.
I must have a leak in my waders. I'm up to here. That's all part of the fun.
Well, almost. He did say have a leak, not done a leak, didn't he? Let's move on. And aside from the scrap metal, the list of other recovered items sounds a bit like a Generation Game conveyor belt.
Today, as well as sort of general litter, we found a lot of larger items, which isn't, to be honest, a surprise. But we found a sofa, fridge, television, a very large cuddly toy, which is particularly sad, but there we are, chairs, but all of that now is going to be taken away and disposed of appropriately.
Great work, team. I'd say it was time for a well-earned drink.
Just a quick thank you for everyone turning up this morning. We had 37 people turn up. We've collected over 3 wagon loads of rubbish, and we made a big difference for the time being to Ely. Hooray!